Yeah, Gur Mohagat Ara for being here. And this is a very important matter, like all of the matters being raised by the senators in this House. So we do appreciate your time, Minister, and all the pressures that are on it. The commencement matter this morning, we're seeking an update from yourself and from the Department of Housing, Local Government and Heritage on funding to provide a centre, an international centre of excellence for Na Píobarí Uillinn on Henrietta Street in Dublin 1. Na Píobarí Uillinn was founded back in 1968. It was founded by a group of volunteers, champions of the Uillinn pipes, and I could count amongst them an old neighbour of mine, now sadly passed deceased, Sean Potts, and others. But from a voluntary perspective, they established Na Píobarí Uillinn with the simple aim, the simple but really ambitious aim of promoting and preserving the Uillinn pipes and their music. Since its founding, Na Píobarí Uillinn has grown into a thriving cross-border international arts organisation. It's dedicated to sharing, promoting and championing the sound of Ireland, which is the Uillinn pipes. They offer a wide range of services to pipers, but also to pipers enthusiasts. They not only teach piping and, formal classes of tuition for piping, but they also teach the instrument maintenance, repair, and actually making. And they have also published books and recordings on the Uillinn pipes. In addition to its work with the pipers, the NPU, the Na Píobarí Uillinn, also promote Uillinn pipes and Irish music to a wider audience internationally through concerts and festivals and other events. They're an organisation we should all be very proud of. And they've played a really key role in the revival of an interest in traditional Irish music. And that has helped to ensure the continuation of the Uillinn pipes. They now have over 1,500 members in more than 40 countries, and they also teach in Enniskillen and Derry, and they support the tuition in Belfast, and they work with the Armagh Pipers Club. So they're a fantastic organisation. They've done a great job since 1968. When I was a city councillor myself, they brought forward a proposal with City Council to develop on their site in Henrietta Street, which is a most beautiful, intact Georgian street in the heart of our capital, a centre of excellence, an international centre of excellence. And that proposal is one that, Minister, I want to thank you. You have visited the existing property there on Henrietta Street. It has Part 8 planning permission. I was glad as a city councillor to be able to support Na Píobarí Uillinn in securing that. They have heads of agreement with Dublin City Council to develop the site. There's been cost-benefit analysis. There's a cost already identified for this project in the region of €8 million. And they have the support. They've engaged with all of the relevant stakeholders, not just the pipers themselves, but also Dublin City Council, the Arts Council, the Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts, Gaeltacht, Sports and Media, as well as the local community. This is a fabulous project, Minister. It is one that is shovel-ready. It's got planning permission. It's got support and endorsement from all of the relevant stakeholders. Really, Minister, I suppose my appeal to you today is to ask you and your department if they can find the funds within maybe the urban regeneration funding to allow this project to proceed. It is shovel ready. It would be an amazing addition, not just obviously to my own constituency of Dublin Central, the inner city. It would be a great addition to Henrietta Street, but it would be a great addition to the inner city and to our capital city. So, Minister, I'm hoping you're coming with good news, and I look forward to your reply. Gur Mogath.
Gur Mogath. And Tara?
Gur Mogath Kirley, agus Gohora Gur Mogath, Mary Fitzpatrick, also the quick cash, agus on Sima Thought an under the Píobarí Uillinn freshen. Thank you, Caherlick, and thank you, Senator, for your question and for the interest that you've shown in the Píobarí Uillinn. And as you rightly said, I paid a visit there with you not so long ago, only a couple of months ago, and was extremely impressed with the work that's been undertaken. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that Na Píobarí Uillinn played a really crucial part in ensuring that the skill of making Uillinn pipes, the teaching of the music itself, and indeed teaching many people, not just in Ireland but across the world, the beautiful instrument that is the Uillinn pipe, and they were crucial to ensuring that was not a skill that we lost in this country. As you rightly said, look, the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund was established to support more compact, sustainable development through regeneration and rejuvenation of Ireland's 5 cities and other large towns, in line with the National Planning Framework. And this will facilitate a greater proportion of residential mixed-use development to be delivered within the existing built-up footprints of our cities and our larger towns, and ensure that more parts of our urban areas can become attractive and vibrant places in which people choose to live and work, as well as to invest and, importantly in this instance, visit. Through the URDF, public bodies are receiving targeted support, and to date there have been 2 calls, as you'll know, Senator, under the URDF. In excess of €1.6 billion has been allocated by this government to 132 projects right across or 132 proposals comprising of almost 400 projects right across the country. Specifically though, in relation to Dublin City Council, and I want to commend Dublin City Council for the work that they've done with the URDF and some very significant plans that they have in your own constituency of Dublin Central, but right across the Dublin City as well. They received approval for 6 projects, a funding commitment of 18 million under Call 1, and then Call 2, which is the one that we announced last year, funding of 174 million has been provisionally allocated for Dublin City Council's 2 successful proposals. A really important North Inner City Concept Area 1, which is 121 million, and then in the South Inner City, a further allocation of 53 million. So to date, Dublin City Council have received under URDF just short of 200 million, about 192 million to be exact. As part of the 3rd round of funding, which I announced in January, local authorities were asked to review the projects that they already had and provide an update to me on the status of each project, and where a project may have been approved for funding support and it was no longer going to proceed, I'd ask local authorities, including Dublin City Council, to communicate that, to re-evaluate it and to see could we reallocate those monies. So Dublin City Council actually responded to the 3rd funding round and confirmed that a small number of their projects are not proceeding, and they have in consequence put forward alternative projects for consideration for funding, one of which I'm glad to say is the proposed International Centre of Excellence for Uilleann Piping in Henrietta Street in the Peabody Uilleann. And I can confirm therefore that funding of the proposed Uilleann Piping Centre for the URDF is being considered, and officials from the department are engaging with DCC in the matter. I can tell you furthermore, Senator, I would like to see this project proceed. I know that you've been incredibly supportive of it, as am I. I'm waiting for the final submission from my own department officials once the talks with DCC conclude, and I'd be very positively disposed towards it.
Thank you, Minister. And Senator Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Gur Mágat, Ara, and that is very welcome news that your department is engaging with City Council and is looking favourably on this proposal. It is really important, I suppose, that we preserve our heritage, our unique heritage, and it is called the Sound of Ireland because the unique sound that the uilleann pipes create, the uniqueness of the instrument, the complexity of it, the richness of that sound. Minister, I appreciate that you and your department have many demands on the state's resources. But a project like this is one that will serve not just this generation, but generations to come. And in so doing, it will also honour the generations that went before us. So, Minister, I thank you for your time today. I thank you for the positive response. And I really hope we'll be able to invite you back to the Senate to advise an actual approval of funding in the very near future. Gur Mágat.
And Tara.
Yeah, Gur Mágat Oireachtas, Senator. Look, time dogus go may ábalta fragart derfacht a hurk dóibh gulua. Tá súlagan may ábalta é sinna dhéanamh beidir me mehev no me bealtana. So I am hopeful we'll be able to give some good news soon. It is Henrietta Street is magnificent. This will be a further addition to the North Inner City area and will mean that, particularly with regard to the craft of making uilleann pipes, will be able to be done on site, training, apprenticeships, all that goes with it, and the plans that they have, which I just looked at in advance of coming in, following the meeting with them as well, will provide a really superb exhibition space as well, a space for recitals and that. So as I said, time dóchasach faoi agus beg mé lánsáasta teach de rás go dtíon seanad go luath faoi sin.